ReefBreeders LumenBars got an upgrade, so if you're looking to add some supplemental LED light strips to your current lighting setup, hang tight because we're going to go over all the specs and info that you'll need to know on these light strips, including which of the 3 different blue/UV spectrums you should go for. First off, while you certainly could use several of these light strips as the main lighting on your reef tank, I think where they really shine, pun intended, is when they're used as supplemental lighting alongside your main light fixture to add fill light or extra color pop. This is a super common practice if you're using a T5 light as your main fixture or if you've got spotlight style LED lighting. ReefBreeders has come out with the V2 versions of their LumenBars, and they have a huge upgrade in the form of an inline controller that offers more than simple on and off times, but actually allows you to set a schedule with ramping sunrise, sunset, and even moonlighting if you'd like, which is a super cool add-on for supplemental lighting. That way you can have it mirror your main lighting schedule. And like their predecessors, they include mounting hardware, come in a variety of spectrums, and can add some serious color pop and fill light to your reef tank. When you take them out of the packaging, you'll find your LumenBar, the inline LED controller, the mounting hardware, as well as the power supply and a user manual. The V2 LumenBars are currently available in 4 sizes: 24-inch, 36-inch, 48-inch, and 60-inch. They're made using super slim 1-inch by 1-inch extruded aluminum with a nice matte black finish and have silicone gaskets at the ends that help them achieve an IP65 water resistance rating. Like I was mentioning earlier, each V2 LumenBar also includes matching black mounting hardware to attach to ATI T5 fixtures, as well as ReefBreeders Photon V2 fixtures, which is fantastic. For those who want to mount them to other lighting solutions or even standalone, you can easily use the included brackets and find appropriate screws from your local hardware store to match up with the fixtures that you want to attach them to, even if it's a smaller length fixture, since those brackets can slide anywhere along the top channel of the LumenBar. I was actually able to mount them using the Orphec light bar mounts, but I will say you will need to pick up some longer screws in order to do so. When it comes to spectrum, you've got some interesting options. Those options are named Royal Ice, Blue UV Hybrid, and High Octane UV. Royal Ice consists of a mix of 480 nanometer and 450 nanometer blues. Blue UV Hybrid uses both of those blues and then adds in some 430 nanometer violet and 385 nanometer true UV, and High Octane UV uses only 430 nanometer violet, 405 nanometer violet, and 385 nanometer true UV, which is pretty intense. Royal Ice is going to be the best option for adding usable par and color pop for all types of corals, and probably the option I'd recommend to the majority of reefers, especially if you're keeping primarily LPS and softies. The Blue UV Hybrid will have less usable par, but the addition of the UV and violet LEDs may add additional fluorescence and could help increase coloration in SPS corals, making it a good option for those with SPS dominated and mixed reef tanks who are seeking a balance of increased par for fill light and color pop. Last but not least, the High Octane UV is truly a niche spectrum in my opinion, and really for those reefers who want to experiment with how UV light affects coral coloration and the excitation of UV reactive pigments, particularly in SPS corals. If fill light's the goal, the spectrum's probably not for you. I would go as far as to call it an expert-only spectrum for SPS enthusiasts. So now that we know what spectrum offerings there are, let's look at how these fixtures actually deliver that light. The V2 LumenBars use 90-degree optics, which provide a relatively tight beam angle, which means they'll provide decent punch for deeper tanks, or they can be mounted higher off the surface of the water for extra clearance for working in the tank, which is really convenient during water changes, maintenance, or on frag systems where you're going to be in and out of the tank on a regular basis. In terms of how much par you can expect, as an example, the Royal Ice LumenBar that I have here is drawing right around 37 watts from the wall, meaning each 3-watt diode is driven at a comfortably safe 1 watt, which is providing around 250 par directly below the fixture a few inches under the water, and around 50 par around 12 inches below the water. Because the beam angle is relatively tight, that drops off fairly quickly as you move out from underneath the light fixture. But the most exciting part of the new V2 LumenBars is the LED controller. While it is a simple inline module, it does have an LCD screen along with 4 buttons for programming, giving you the ability to control the intensity in 10% increments and create a ramping schedule with sunrise and sunset, along with the option for moonlight. The easiest setup option allows you to add a start time and an end time and basically automatically provides the preset ramping effects for sunrise and sunset, but you can also create your own custom schedule with 8 time points and intensities if you'd like to match it up with your main light fixture. If that sounds like it matches your reefing mantra, you can pick up the V2 LumenBars for yourself by clicking right here.